Welcome to this Foundations of Reading test prep lesson. In this lesson, we're going to be going over the overview of what you can expect to receive on your exam. Without further ado, let's begin. I'm going to be using the Foundations of Reading test prep lesson. So I'm just going to go here and click My Prep, and let's begin. So first and foremost, we're just going to be clicking through our online course that helps you accelerate your learning and get prepared a lot faster. So let's click Start Now. All right, now let's go ahead and I'll zoom in here so we can see it a little bit better. So what exactly is the Foundations of Reading test? If you're watching this, it more than likely means that you are going to become a teacher and you're in the process and you need to take either Foundations of Reading 190 or 890. So this exam is for people who want to become a certified teacher and you need to pass the test. And so it is offered in many states, and it's usually used for people who want to become a licensed elementary or special educator. Now, this exam is designed to ensure that teachers entering classrooms have the fundamental knowledge needed in order to be a professional educator. So you can expect to receive on your test topics like phonics, phonemic awareness, phonological awareness, reading comprehension, vocabulary, fluency, and how to assess, as well as effective instructional strategies to meet the needs of all of your students in your classroom. All right, now let's go over the actual exam format. Now, if you're going to take the test, you need to know that there are 100 multiple choice questions with 4 answer options. So that's A, B, C, or D. And then also, there are 2 essay prompts. So this is when you will read about a particular classroom scenario, and then you will actually write a constructed response, and that will be graded by test scorers. Now, you're going to be given approximately 4 hours to complete all of the multiple choice and the essay questions. Just keep in mind that 15 minutes, that is used for actually just getting registered, signed up, and all of that check-in stuff. All right, now, usually this exam at this time is $139, but that might vary by your state. Now, let's go on to the actual content of the Foundations of Reading exam. Notice here that there are 4 sub-areas, and this is where you'll learn the actual content. So, sub-area 1, 2, and 3, this is what the multiple choice questions are made of, and then sub-area 4, this is the constructed response or essay section. So the largest portion of your exam comes from a sub-area with the title Foundations of Reading Development. And as we can see, this is worth approximately 35%, so you'll be receiving, 43, 44, 45 questions out of that total 100. Now, in this section, sub-area 1, you will see questions related to phonological awareness, phonemic awareness, phonics, word recognition, word analysis skills, and reading fluency. Now, as we go over this video and also the other videos that I'll be creating for foundationsofreading.com, make sure you've got your notebook out, you're taking notes, and you're hopefully following along with me, and you have access to this online course as well. All right, so sub-area 2 is the second largest. This is 27%, and this area covers vocabulary development, specifically with academic language background, language and knowledge, comprehension of literary texts, as well as comprehension of informational text, and then also reading engagement. And then here we have sub-area 3. This is worth 18%, so approximately 21, 22, 23 questions on your exam. And these questions will cover about assessment and data-based instruction, as well as intervention strategies and supporting diverse learners in your classroom. And then again, sub-area 4, this is titled Integration of Knowledge and Understanding. You'll notice that this section is worth 20%, and you will receive a total of 2 written responses, which means each essay response that you write is actually worth 10%, but this entire section 4 is worth 20%. Now, this is again the open response section, and you will be actually typing in your responses all about the foundational reading skills and reading comprehension in order to demonstrate your understanding of these topics and your readiness to get the keys to your own classroom. All right, notice also that your essays are going to be graded on a point scale between 1 to 4. Let's move on here. Let me just zoom back out. So let's take a look at how the scoring works. You are going to be scored within a range of 100 to 300. The passing score for most states, it varies a little bit, but usually it is 220 in order to pass. And notice here how your actual score is not reported as, pass. It will only say met the requirement. So it can be a little bit confusing when you get your report back or your results back. If you don't pass, it will say not pass. But if you do pass, it says met the requirement. All right, now the score breakdown here, multiple choice, again, this is worth 80%. Open response or essay, that's worth 20%. Sub-area performance report, you will receive a diagnostic breakdown showing your performance after you've taken the test. So it's going to be a section for the multiple choice as well as a section for your open response. Next up, what does it take to pass, right? This is why you're here, and this is what we're here to help you with. Now, notice here how the fail rate for the Foundations of Reading exam, it's super large. Most test takers don't actually even pass on their first try, but that's what we're here to help you do. You don't want to take the time to prepare, pay, and then not pass. Our job is to help you get over that passing line on your first try. So what are the most common reasons that people fail? Well, you underestimate the depth of knowledge required to pass this exam. Don't think that you can go in without preparing and just use your common sense knowledge. This is not, the Foundations of Reading exam is really not a common sense exam. This has a lot of technical terminology where you will be asked to demonstrate your understanding of all of the topics from sub-area 1, 2, and 3 that we just covered about phonological awareness, phonemic awareness, book handling skills. You'll receive questions that not only will ask you to demonstrate your understanding of the content knowledge, but also if a student has an issue, a reading issue, then what will be the most effective strategy? And then, of course, you will receive 4 answer options, and you'll have to select the best one. Now, notice also is that some people don't feel like they are great writers. And specifically, we in life don't get a lot of opportunities to write and then get graded on it, in particular about reading instruction. And that's exactly what this is all about. Notice here that in our prep, and this is grayed out because our exam prep, you have to do you have to complete the about the test, complete the diagnostic, and then study guide, workbook, practice test, flashcards, written response. These all open up. So we're going to finish this. We're going to finish in my second video. We're going to finish the diagnostic test, and then all of these will open up. But we here at foundationsofreading.com, we have this written response section where we have actually created prompts that you can read, and then our AI essay grader will review what you wrote and grade your response on also a 1 through 4 rubric, similar to what you'll receive on exam day. So what I'm saying is this is a great prep to ensure your readiness before you actually take the test. Okay, so third, a lot of people, they run out of time. This happens more often than we would like to that most people would like to admit. It's, when you get that fail, if you get that fail response or result, it's deflating, right? And so what we need to do is not only understand the content knowledge of the Foundations of Reading exam, but you also need to build your reading stamina. And that, of course, is where all of the practice tests come in. You just want to take these as many times as you want and need. And so The question then is, so how do I actually pass? What you want to do is you want to work thoroughly through the study guide. You want to take practice tests. You want to do it under time conditions. Also note that the practice tests at foundationsofreading.com, they're all timed. So it really simulates what you'll really receive on your actual exam. And then, of course, the Foundations of Reading Development, that's sub-area number 1, this is the largest section of your test. So do not study for sub-area 1, 2, 3, and 4 all with the same amount of time. You want to put more emphasis and have the best understanding of this sub-area number 1. Let's keep it going. All right, so let's take a look. What's the study program? Step number 1 is to take the diagnostic test. That's what we're going to be doing in the next video. This is a 25 multiple choice question diagnostic quiz, as well as 1 written response. It sort of helps us dip our toes in the water. We get a couple of, we get 25 multiple choice questions that are kind of similar to what you'll receive. It's a good starting point to understand where you're at right now. Then we'll be reading the study guide, we'll be taking the practice test, we'll be actually typing in the written responses, and I personally will be showing you exactly how to write your Foundations of Reading constructed responses. And then we also have the flashcards for maximizing your concrete knowledge of the vocabulary skills particular to this exam. All right, so we have full access. Make sure that you're following along with me. If you haven't already, remember, I'm just following our prep at foundationsofreading.com. And without further ado, I'm going to go here and complete module 1, which is the diagnostic test, and I will see you in the second video.